You're sitting there, staring at your phone, wondering why she suddenly went silent. No responses to your texts, no calls returned, no explanation, just complete radio silence. And now you're asking yourself the question that's been eating at you. If she's doing no contact with you, what's your next move? Here's what most guys do wrong. They panic. They start sending paragraph-long texts explaining themselves. They call repeatedly hoping she'll finally pick up, or they show up at places they know she'll be. They treat no contact like a problem that needs to be solved immediately, like a puzzle with a missing piece that they can somehow force back into place. But here's the thing. When someone chooses no contact, they're not playing a game. They're not testing you to see how much you'll chase. They're making a deliberate choice to create space, and that choice deserves respect, not resistance. Think about it. What does no contact actually mean? It means she's decided that right now, communication between you two isn't healthy or productive. Maybe she's processing emotions she can't handle while staying connected to you. Maybe she's trying to heal from something that happened between you. Maybe she's protecting her own peace of mind. When you understand this, everything changes. Because your move isn't about getting her back or breaking through her boundaries. Your move is about becoming the kind of person who handles this situation with maturity, respect, and genuine self-awareness. So what does that look like? First, you stop trying to contact her. I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people hear no contact and think it means try harder to make contact. If she wanted to talk to you, she would. If she wanted to explain herself, she would. The silence itself is the message. This doesn't mean you're giving up or that you don't care. It means you're respecting her decision and her autonomy as a human being. And honestly, this is where a lot of guys struggle because they've been taught that persistence equals caring, that fighting for someone means never giving them space. But real caring looks different. Real caring means recognizing when someone needs distance and giving it to them without making it about you. Now, while you're respecting her choice, you have work to do. And this work isn't about her, it's about you. Because here's what I've learned. The people who handle no contact situations the best are the ones who use that time to genuinely examine themselves and their role in whatever led to this point. This means asking yourself the hard questions. What patterns do you keep repeating in relationships? What behaviors of yours might have contributed to this situation? What wounds or insecurities are driving your need to reconnect right now? I'm not saying you're the villain in this story. Relationships are complex and there are usually multiple factors at play, but the only person you can actually change is yourself. So that's where your focus needs to be. Maybe you struggle with emotional regulation and tend to react instead of respond during conflicts. Maybe you have a pattern of taking people for granted until they pull away. Maybe you have abandonment issues that make you chase people who create distance. Whatever it is, this period of no contact is giving you the space to see it clearly. And here's something most people don't talk about. Sometimes no contact happens because the other person couldn't figure out how to communicate what they needed from you. Maybe they tried to tell you something multiple times in different ways, and it didn't get through. Maybe they felt unheard or misunderstood, and silence felt like the only option left. This doesn't excuse anyone from communicating clearly, but it might give you insight into what went wrong. Were there signs you missed? Conversations you avoided? Needs that went unmet? The goal isn't to blame yourself for everything, but to develop the self-awareness that will make you a better partner in the future, whether that's with this person or someone else. Now, let's talk about what you do with all this emotional energy you're carrying, because when someone goes no contact with you, it creates this intense emotional charge. You feel rejected, confused, maybe angry or hurt. That energy has to go somewhere, and how you channel it matters. You can channel it into obsessive thoughts about what she's doing, who she's talking to, whether she misses you. You can spend hours analyzing your last conversations or scrolling through old photos. You can let it turn into resentment or self-pity, or you can channel it into becoming someone you're genuinely proud of. You can use this emotional intensity as fuel for positive change. Start working out consistently. Focus on your career goals. Reconnect with friends you've neglected. Pick up hobbies that actually interest you, not just ones you think will impress other people. This isn't about becoming a different person to win her back. This is about becoming the fullest version of yourself because that's what you deserve, regardless of what happens with her. And here's what's interesting. When you genuinely focus on your own growth instead of trying to influence the situation, you naturally become more attractive. Not in a manipulative way, but in an authentic way. People are drawn to others who have a strong sense of self and clear direction in life. But there's a deeper principle at work here, and it's this. The way you handle someone's need for space reveals your character. Do you respect boundaries, or do you push against them? Do you trust that people know what they need, or do you assume you know better? Do you handle rejection with grace, or do you let it turn you bitter? These questions matter because they determine not just how this situation unfolds, but how you show up in every relationship moving forward. Now I want to address the voice in your head that's saying, but what if she's waiting for me to fight for her? What if my silence confirms that I don't care? Listen, anyone who would test you by withdrawing and expecting you to chase is someone who hasn't learned healthy communication skills yet. And anyone who would interpret your respect for their boundaries as lack of caring isn't ready for a mature relationship. Real love doesn't require you to violate someone's stated needs. Real love doesn't play games with communication. Real love trusts that if someone wants to reconnect, they'll find a way to make that happen. So your move, when she's doing no contact, is to become someone worthy of healthy love, someone who respects boundaries, someone who can handle uncertainty without becoming desperate, someone who uses difficult situations as opportunities for growth rather than reasons for self-destruction. This might be the end of your story with her, or it might be a pause before a new chapter. But either way, the person you become during this time will determine the quality of every relationship that comes after. The silence isn't a problem to be solved. It's a space to be honored. And what you do in that space, how you treat yourself, how you grow, how you respect her choice, that's what defines you. Your move isn't to break the silence. Your move is to become someone who deserves to be chosen, not chased,